As the EOC Institute asked in an essay on spiritual awakening at its website, are you longing for more than a life of unfulfilling work, nightly TV watching, and material possession and accumulation? If so, you aren't the only one, as more and more people understand the many illusions within our limited reality. Certain very necessary inner transformations are happening to people all over the planet. Are you one of these people? Are you unsatisfied with your current life and or the outside world? Hey, social media, it's Stephen Middleton coming to you from the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am, I can, and I will. I am Possibility Man. Today, I want to share on the theme, Discovering Your Purpose, Part 3. But first, a reminder. The Possibility Action Network Hour is held on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. To get my Zoom login information, send an email message to iampossibilityman@gmail.com. Now, anyone can attend the Possibility Action Network Hour, but I ask only that each individual request my login information by sending their email to iampossibilityman@gmail.com. It's a security issue, so I cannot just and do not want you to pass out my login information to people that you may encounter. Send them to me directly by giving them my email address. Now back to our theme, Discovering Your Purpose, Part 3. Now, as I share this with you, I'm going to follow a checklist just as a pilot would do before he or she takes off on an aircraft from an airport. I want to start with one premise. And my premise is this: we are guided in every moment of our lives. I want to repeat this. Every human being, and I will also include every animal, every human living creature, as well as plant forms, are guided in every moment of our lives. This wisdom is innate. Our guidance system is innate. Now, if you are listening to my voice, either live today or watching this on a recording, you have enough to know what to do in every moment, because we are guided in every moment of our lives. Now, I realize that this premise will not be enough for most individuals, but I want to say again that you and I are safe now. You and I are at home now. Now, we live in a world of words, so I realize this will not be enough, so I want to say a little more about this. Now, the starting point is in discovering what to do with your life or discovering purpose with your life. A good starting point is to recognize that something will occur to you in terms of what you want to do with your life, in terms of your purpose, in terms of the type of job that's good for you, in terms of the type of work or career that's good for you. Something will occur to you. If you're thinking about what type of business should I become involved with, something will occur to you. Now, I'm urging you to listen to this occurrence, to what occurs to you, because I submit that this is coming from your essence. This is coming from your higher self. And it's important to recognize that you are capable and able of realizing this thing that's put in front of you, because you are a person of capacity. For example, I had the idea that I would do these broadcasts on Facebook and send them to YouTube. Something just occurred to me. And this is not arrogant. I believe that I have the capacity of bringing this to pass. And of course, in time, I expect to get better at it and better at it, because this, at least for now, is my purpose. And the same will happen to you, and the same, no doubt, is happening to you. So my invitation to you then is expect that you know what to do, that you only need to learn to follow your guidance, to follow that thing that's brought before you. Now, I'll return to your guidance system in a moment, but first I want to offer a few cautions. The first thing is that it's important to understand how life works. Life works in a certain way. So you need to be aware, we need to be aware of the opinions of others. We may start something, and a number of individuals may say, you're not any good at that. A number of individuals may even say, you should try something else. A number of individuals may say, that's not right for you. They're not bad for saying this, but because the fact of the matter is that we all live in separate realities. Yes, I said that. We live in separate realities. Someone else, even an individual in your family or a friend of yours, does not see the same reality that you see. They live in a different world because of their experiences, because of their backgrounds, because of the goal that's set before them. They may not see what you see. So be aware of this, that we have approximately 8 billion people on the planet, and each of us live in our separate realities. So therefore, people may agree with you, but expect that some people may not agree with you, because that's just the way the world works. The second caution that I want to offer is this: beware of your own inner chatter. That is, to become aware of your inner critic. This is how human beings work. It depends upon your background. It depends upon how you grew up. It depends on your education, whether people were supportive of you and nurtured you as you were evolving during your early years. You have a habit of the eternal critic speaking to you. You may say, I want to do such and such. And your inner voice might say, who do you think you are? You can't do that. You've never been good at anything. You don't have the communication skills. You don't have a background in it. This is what's happening inside of every human being. Not virtually every human being, but every human being on the planet. So I'm inviting you then to be aware of your internal self-talk, to be aware of your internal critic. And those things that brings you down, don't listen to them. Those things that lift you up, listen to those things. Now let's return then to your inner guidance system. And my premise that you can know what to do in every moment of every day. Here are 3 things that I want you to become aware of. Number 1, if you feel a sense of peace and excitement about a feeling that you want to pursue something, that's a good one. You need to pay some attention to that one. If you feel a sense of peace and excitement about a thought that you have about a job, your education, or a career, a business opportunity, pay attention to that one. Because that sense of peace and excitement about something that you're dreaming about comes from your source. It comes from your God. It comes from the one that you believe in. Now, we also need to be aware that there are multiple streams. As I've said before, there are three of them that I want to identify. The second is a feeling of neutrality, a feeling of, I'm not sure about that, a feeling of, I'm not ready to do that. You need to pay attention to that one as well. Each of these streams of consciousness are giving you feedback, are giving you guidance. And then the third stream that I want to make you aware of is a feeling of despair, a feeling of yuck. If you have that one, you need to be aware of that as well. So of these three, then, I would say that the one that you want to disregard, you want to not pay attention to, is the feeling of despair, is the feeling of yuck. That is, you don't want to follow that particular thing that pop into your consciousness. When I think about this, I have this feeling of yuck. You don't want to follow that one. You may want to take it easy with that one. If you feel a sense of neutrality about not being sure, you want to put the brakes on. But if you feel a sense of peace and excitement, you want to fan the flame. It's a lot like starting a fire. If you got a piece of paper, you got some kindling piled up outside, you want to start a little campfire or something like that, and you got your lighter and you light the paper to start the kindling, you may have to blow it gently. You may want to get it started. You may want to fan the flame. And once the fire starts burning, the fire will burn on its own power. So here is the test to always know what you should do. When I think about this, I feel blank. You choose the feeling. I've given you three options. A feeling of peace and excitement, a feeling of neutrality or I'm not sure, or a feeling of despair and yuck. Once again, when I think about this, I feel blank. And that feeling is going to tell you what you are to pursue. I worked as a professional historian for my career. I decided to major in history during my sophomore year at college. I knew nothing about history as a major. But the moment I took a course with Dr. Michael Brandstatter, my star teacher as an undergraduate, when I studied Western civilization with him, I had no doubt whatsoever that history would become my major. And the same will happen to you. Some of you, I know some individuals now who came out of high school. In fact, one of my nieces came out of high school. She knew that she wanted to join the Army. She joined the Army. She fanned the flames of it. I knew it was not easy for her, but she devoted 20 plus years to military service. She followed the feeling of what seemed to be right for her. And the same, I submit, will happen to you. Well then, as I close, I want to remind you that it is possible to discover your purpose. Something will occur to you. I want to remind you that it's possible to live in alignment with your purpose by simply following your guidance system. You'll feel peace and excitement, or you may feel neutrality, or I'm not sure, or you may feel despair or yuck. When I think about this thing, I feel like blank. That's the way to always know. As I close now, I want to remind you that I'm Stephen Middleton. I'm with the Possibility Action Network. Our core values include I am. And when we say that, we mean that we realize that we are connected to our source, however you want to put it, from your faith perspective. And because we are connected to our source, our core value includes I can. We believe that a person is someone of a capacity. And by capacity, I mean you have what you need to achieve the goal that your source puts before you. And our third core value is I will. that I am prepared to take the next step as I pursue my dreams in this life. I want to remind you also that the Possibility Action Network Hour takes place on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To get my Zoom login information, send me an email to impossibilityman@gmail.com. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, good day.